Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Buddy Fry, and let's queer up politics. Does the most LGBTQ-friendly president in history have the most anti-LGBTQ cabinet in history? Supporters of Donald Trump and the log cabin Republicans have called him the most LGBTQ-friendly president in history. But to many of us in the gay community, this claim is laughable and dangerously out of touch with reality, as the so-called LGBTQ-loving president has one of the most anti-LGBTQ cabinets in history. In Trump's second administration, his cabinet is stacked with officials whose records on queer rights range from indifferent to outright hostile. These are people now in charge of our health care, housing, education, and more. At the State Department, Marco Rubio, who once spoke at a rally hosted by a hate group after the Pulse massacre, is erasing gender-nonconforming people from official records and trying to roll back passport gender changes. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth has ordered commanders to flag trans troops for review. He once called trans people, quote, dudes in dresses. At the Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is dismantling queer health care, slashing access to HIV prevention and transition services. Pam Bondi, now Attorney General, once called adoption by LGBTQ people a serious public harm. She praised the Don't Say Gay laws and fought same-sex marriage in Florida. And at Housing and Urban Development, Scott Turner quietly removed protections for trans people in homeless shelters. Yes, Trump appointed a gay Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, but critics note he said nothing about queer poverty or economic inequality. If this is what is called LGBTQ-friendly, President's cabinet looks like, it's no wonder the community is sounding the alarm. Now, it's taking every ounce of me not to just get obscene about this story because it is so insulting and so dangerous and ridiculous. But I just don't understand, and I have family members that are Republicans that are constantly telling me about the log cabin Republicans, and I have friends that are log cabin Republicans, and I just don't understand what they're saying that I'm not. Because my view of life isn't full of Kool-Aid and rose-colored glasses. It's a very real story.
These are not gay men. These are miserable and self-loathing homosexuals. There's a difference between being homosexual and being gay, and these are the most miserable and self-loathing people, and I hope each and every one of them has the worst Pride Month of their lives this year.
But it's not just that. It's the straight community, my family, sitting there telling me and using the log cabins against me, and
But how much they don't know? But how much do they know about it? They hear it. But
I understand, but it's just it's ridiculous.
It's filtered through the right media.
Right.
I have family
Fox
too,
News.
and I can feel your pain, buddy. And I sit there and have relatives say, Larry, they love the gays. Trump loves them. I'm like, you kidding me? I said, tell me how Trump loves the gays. Tell me how he's supporting my trans brothers and sisters that I support and work with creatively. Tell me how that's happening. And they can't answer that question.
That's what love looks like to you. I don't want it.
Well, but it's not only that. It's important, especially when we're talking about, I understand the tenderness and the severity of trans lives. Don't get me wrong on this. But to eliminate or downsize the HIV training.
Everything.
How many straight people,
You're right,
bisexual men on the down low, screwing around on their wife, their girlfriend, and their girlfriend's girlfriend, when it suddenly hits the straight community,
right,
shit's going to hit the fan. But why does it have to get that far?
Well, when they start loading log cabin Republicans into concentration camps, maybe then they'll snap out of it and realize that these people are not their friends. That could be the thing.
Well, this is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.